Show should mention the new service is up and running, DK and Pots, $20 service. They've found a few winners over the weekend. You'll get a few single selections for Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays.
Oh, the keen beans, aren't they? Yes.
Yeah, so it's been a few a day in these situations. I think we originally said 8 tips for the week. It seems like there's going to be a lot more than that. So, and also with the staking plan. With the staking plan, it's probably going to be based on about 50 units over the week mark. So however you want to do that, if you want more information on how to structure that, and a lot of people say, oh, you know, this person bets this units and this person bets this units, and what's a unit? A unit is what you define it as. So really, isn't it? So if somebody's saying 50 units and they're betting 5,000 units for the card, as opposed to somebody who's betting 5 units and betting 50 units, it's like Glenn Sense theory. Maybe that should be what you can do, is you can just have a defined unit system, Glenn.
I'm just thinking
Pick your own unit.
Yeah, you're just thinking
the tab, they're just like saturated with 1 million meetings. You know, you wake up Saturday morning, they're racing at Santa Anita with 827
yonkers.
Well, 82,700 in the pool. So they've made everything just so nickel and dime. I'm joining them. And talking about nickel and dime, I'm talking about something, and maybe someone at the top, maybe Craig Nugent, maybe someone with a bit of idea can explain to me how, for years, they haven't been able to pay the 5 cents.
Yeah.
It's 270 goes to 260. If you get the round down, the biggest thing. But now they've incorporated into this Hong Kong system, and a stack of winnings on the Paramutual. They're paying $8.35,
yeah,
$7.45. How come they can pay the 5 cents on that? That doesn't mean.
The question is, Glenn, because they don't want to. I think that's where.
So they want to steal our money.
Yes. I think that's.
So they want to steal money.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine?
Hang on a minute.
Well, they're legislated to be able to do that. So
could you imagine?
There's a law that says they can keep.
Glenn, how much extra that is? I mean, like, I'm sure we could work out the figure.
I don't understand. Well, then come out and tell us the reason why is we want to steal the money. I don't mind if they say that.
Well,
they always say.
Have actually said that.
No, I don't think they've ever said that. They said we don't have the. Oh, something ever. But now all of a sudden they can.
Technology to pay it.
Yeah, but now
I don't think so.
They should be paying $8.36. Everyone bets.
Well,
yeah,
maybe the technology say have a look over this, but I'm actually over there. But I mean, like for every bet, it's 5 cents extra they're getting.
You have 1,000 on something at $2.70, and you get back 2,700, and you could have got back 2,780.
It's a big difference over the years.
That's another 8,000.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
You got to get really used to the theory. I'm right into it now.
You're into it, yeah.
I'm loving the sense idea.
Beautiful. Anyway,
that tab sent me this way.
Right.
Made everything nickel and dime.
The $20 service. Some of us haven't incorporated the Land of Glen lingo. Oh, DK and Pots. Back firing from Wednesday on.
For 2,000.
Yeah.
Get my stuff for 3,300. No, what do you?
He's got a $2,000 service.
Oh, 2,000 service.
He's got a 2,000 service.
Yeah, and a 6,000.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah. Lovely. TQ.
G'day, Jenny.
Bathurst trots on the same afternoon as Bathurst Cup thoroughbreds. Can you?
She would love the sense idea.
Well, I'm sure.
I bet you she emails me next week. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
She'd go for a haircut. Give the chick 4,000. Probably 8,000.
Can you please get Brent to find out why this keeps happening? It must be something to do with Sky Channel. I think we did, didn't we have something on that I think it is something to do with Sky Channel. Is it that they can just take the one truck up there or something and... You know,
really?
Yeah, it could well be. I'm not sure. Anyway, from Shane. We'll get Brent to find out.
It costs you 10,000 to feed the truck up these days.
It's not cheap. Oh, Bathurst and back.
Maybe 20,000.
Could well. And then yeah. I'm not sure. Anyway, Shane, just on the come down from the mental torment that is Saturday racing at the moment. 30-minute start times in Victoria and New Zealand, and 40 minutes in New South Wales for the broadcaster in New Zealand that just wants to show the races everywhere with no previews or reviews. We had a meltdown over here in NZ today with track ratings as a result of human intervention. This sparked me to write you an email as I've seen what you guys have been going through in Sydney. I hold numerous qualifications in sports turf maintenance and currently in a golf course superintendent. I have to give you credit for your knowledge of turf maintenance is a lot greater than the average bear, and you're certainly one of the only few that knows what he's talking about. That's me.
Smarter than the average bear.
Thank you, Shane. I normally cringe and pull out what hair I have left when media, trainers, jockeys and racing officials start to give their expert opinion on track management and track conditions. In the past 12 months, moisture meters have become an essential tool in the turf industry to give turf managers a more accurate way of assessing moisture content in the profile. The rollout effect of this information is being able to then produce soil profiles that have a lot more moisture consistency as irrigation doesn't have the uniformity as, say, rainfall. It turns profiles in dry It in turn profiles then dry out consistently, and when natural rainfall occurs, the wet up is also more consistent. Are your track managers, racing officials using moisture meters in the process of rating tracks? I don't think so, are they?
No.
Well, but
They use
wasn't
Nutella.
Navesh? Doesn't he have a didn't he give you a readings of
Oh
something?
no, we were just estimating what density, whatever. I'm not sure. I'll ask
not
Navesh.
the grass itself, the amount of moisture that
In
was
the
in the track.
Navesh has been away on holidays. He gets back.
What do you mean he's been away?
He's been
What?
away. Yeah, no, he's been away.
People have holidays.
They do. No, he's
And
back
people in the
this week.
racing industry have holidays, except
Hang
for the
on, we've
punters.
got an early Easter, and this is the most important time of the year.
Ah, that'd be sweet.
Or is it the good old Penno and jabbing old mate's umbrella in the ground? Is there any jockeys that use one? Punters, stable form analysts. I use one on the golf course daily and have taken it to race meetings and used it to take readings for a couple of friends that are trainers and jockeys to identify drier areas in the track. Hashtag fuss lane. I'm not saying it's a magic tool, but was wondering if officials and others are using this tool as it takes the guessing game right out of the equation and gives solid data that then you're able to translate back into a more informed decision on track ratings and or better ground. Not necessarily emails for the show, or bad luck, Shane. Just
Read the whole thing.
just wanted to see your opinion, or I'm happy for you guys to use it on the show. Thank you. And create some healthy discussion. Love you guys' work, and the Puntersshow, both preview and review, is the highlights of my week. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane. So more homework for Brent.
Yeah. Find out whether they're using
Find out
moisture.
whether the
Oh, he
moisture
didn't
meters
get
are in
the amount.
use.
He didn't get the amount of yard miles because his numbers in New Zealand. That's very funny.
Yeah, might be some. Yeah, you got to let me know that because I've got to text it back out for myself. I think they've got to do something in the back end.
He's going to come out of the races and say hello to us. Well, that's nice.
From New Zealand. Come on Wednesday. I won't be there.
I'll be there.
Good on you, Rob. Shane, I should say. This is from Rob. First up, loving the Top Better Saturday tournament. I thought the $55 for Saturday worked really well.
5,500.
How many rebuys you have, Glenn?
Only two.
Two.
Spent 11,000. Got back 196,000. It's not bad.
Sounds good to me. This tournament week in, week out is amazing. This week, 95% profit on turnover 270 better bucks was enough to cash. Last weekend, similar. Everyone, me included, losers seems to lose their mind in the last couple of races. Yeah, it's the Aussie have a go you mug. Punters can't stand the idea of missing out on a prize by folding. But mainly I write because with Betfair down on Wednesday 17th, what a good day for punters to unite, show the administrators that punters can stand together. Punters are pretty unhappy with how things are at the moment. Rob Maroubra.
So he's suggesting no one bet.
Boycott.
Is that from Rob Maroubra?
Yeah.
That might be
Ruby. Surely not.
No, I thought it might be no, I know who that is. That's one of my really good friends. I can't remember his name.
Oh, he didn't
He's on
say.
Sky Channel. Good friend of mine. But, you know, he used to be at the races. He's a friend of mine. Plays cards with Stewie and everybody. You know him, a
Might
friend
be
of
time
mine.
to tap out.
You know, he used to work for Dominic and Nick Dittman's friend. And he's on TV. Getting close already.
Michael Fraser.
Michael Fraser. What's his name? His son's Rob.
Oh.
And he's in the racing industry, I think. And Rob from Maroubra, I reckon that's Rob
I was going to
Fraser.
say, yeah, Mike.
Michael, Rob,
Why can't I remember Michael Fraser's name? He's one of my dear friends and a champion. Absolute champion. Putting an arm hold up with me. He's the fucking best. I nearly had to tap out, then I lost it.
Dave,
I'm tired.
no relation to Darren Potter. G'day fellas, love your shows, even the spruiking is entertaining most of the time. Would just like to add my 2 cents,
See?
or $0.02.
No, 2 cents.
I'm with dollars.
2.
He wants to add 2.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
add my $0.02.
That's
I'll
catchy
add
already.
2 on it.
Worth on the fastest is happening during the race times. What pisses me off most is not the actual times of the races, or even the fact the races clash, though that is annoying. What really gets my blood boiling, and something that not a soul has mentioned, is the reason behind the 30-minute intervals. It's because they think the fans are bored.
They do think that.
Yeah. I think the fans would like it, want it over with as soon as possible so they can get something they really like. Would Lee consider the fans that much and reduce 80-minute games to 60 minutes so the fans could
This is a
fuck
great
off to
email.
something that they would rather do? Or do they think their game is actually worth watching? They would be more likely to think their fans want more, not less, because the ones who run their game loved their game and would never entertain the thought that it was boring and that the fans wanted it over as soon as possible. Same with tennis. Why not cut the Aussie Open for men back to 3 sets instead of the boring 5 sets? The women could just play 1 set. That way the fans could watch the movie and not be bored by tennis. Of course, these are silly scenarios. Well, that would never happen. Their fans love their sport and the administrations of the sports know it. It's all about attitude. The people running racing have no love for the game and can't understand why anyone would. They just want to turn punters upside down after they get them drunk and empty their pockets. Nothing short of bloody pathetic. Could not and would not happen in any other sport. That is, any other sport that doesn't have a breeding industry. First they chased away bookies because they just didn't understand punters. Bookies were part of the show. No bookies equals no punters. No mobile phones allowed, no computers, etc. We got that rule change.
I know we did.
I know they've modified that, but it was too little, too late for a lot of punters. You fellas are the only place on the racing horizon where the truth is told without fear or favour, because you all have a passion for racing and are not influenced by vested interests. You haven't changed in that attitude since day one. If only the people running the funny farm had the same passion and, of course, the knowledge that is evidenced on your show. Maybe you could lend a hand if they ask.
Never ask.
In case you missed the point, that was a joke. To ask you, they would have to know they would have to know what they don't know. Your fan, Dave.
Good on you, Dave. Well, this reminds me because I remember as a child I lived on top of the golf course here. We all know I was massively into golf before I got involved in racing. And I used to race home from school and play that many holes of golf because I loved golf. I loved it. My mum found me at 10 o'clock one night on the golf course, pitch black, asleep in the bunker. Because I couldn't get my bunker shots right, and I was there and I was religious and I was going, come on God, let me be a better bunker player. And I just was playing and I just collapsed and fell asleep in the bunker. Now I'm at the races, and when it gets towards the last race, I'm going, oh, please don't stop.
Yeah.
I really like being out there. The races is now my new bunker, my childhood bunker. I love the races being 40 minutes apart and thinking things and going for a walk to the Brasco and what did I do wrong then?
Watching a Melbourne race.
And if people fell in love with the sport, they would love that too.
Yeah. Actually,
but isn't it snappier betting when you shorten the time? I realise this betting goes on beforehand, but most of the betting is concentrated between the race times.
Yeah.
So one of the virtues of the night racing when it came in, there were 30-minute gaps, was that it seemed to concentrate the action.
Plus, there was only the 2 venues on.
Yeah, that's right. I think Friday nights are different.
I think that does work.
It's a different Saturday. Yeah.
It was the Melbourne meeting out. We went every 15 minutes,
and
I kind of understood that. We had to get home.
Yeah.
We had to get the horses. The stable staff had to get. You keep the stable staff out another hour longer. I mean, they're off their feet. We should have Friday night racing anyway. But let's just, if we're going to have Friday night racing, it should start at 3 and be tidied up by 7. Twilight racing. But anyway.
No, I think that's a fair point.
But I think the fair point is like, football 80 to 60. People would just. The only thing that has worked, I've got to say, in shortening is the cricket that seemed to work. Went to the 50 overs, now the 20-20.
It's over in 3 hours.
They're about to fucking have 3 overs each end.
1 ball.
Yeah. Charge $65,000 to come in and
Golden ball. Golden ball. Yeah, it is. But it's about, that could be one. It is actually, when you stop and think about Dave's email, it is dropping it down to the lower denominator rather than being aspirational, isn't it? So rather than saying, okay, well, we've got 40 minutes between races, we might have an entertainment problem, we might have an audience. Oh my God, pedo. Oh God.
He got cancer.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, poor
is he? You know, everybody here, you're like the with the keys in the bowl. It's been going on for years. You're a hot worker.
It's unbelievable.
From Barry.
You wouldn't know what goes on here.
From Barry. You wouldn't know what goes on around here.
First time I watched this Melbourne Puntersshow, and I'm thinking, what a bunch of whingers. Seems opposition tipster has made some comments that other tipsters should not be critical of jockeys, and these guys have taken it to heart. So come on, guys, get a life. You all sound like a bunch of old ladies, excuse me, at a tea party. Start tipping winners on a consistent manner. It might reflect you know what you're talking about. Barry, yeah. So Darren had a blow up at David Gately because there was.
There's a gator?
What was it? I think there was a ride at Damien Oliver's during the week and or on the previous Saturday that Darren thought was a bit puffy, I think. Yeah.
How's your father?
Yeah. Oh no, not how's your father. Oh. Just didn't go, and like there was conjecture, and I think David said it on the radio that he was sick of people bagging that ride, and then the boys had another go at David. But anyway, as has happened, I think they're now besties now. They've had a chat and cleared it up, and
like,
away we go. But
they're like Snowy and Abdullah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
fucking drinking 9 times a week with each other.
I think Barry. I'd rather. I mean, and we've been probably accused of whinging of that, but I'd rather we go the other side of that than the whole sycophantic.
Did we ever get a retraction off Snowy about the Tommy Berry, what are you talking about, Abdullah? Now he's like...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
How good is Abdullah going?
How good? Like,
did you see him
supreme
win?
effort.
Did you see him win
a
on
supreme
effort?
Yeah.
Like he went, I'm going to save every minute, I'm going to save every bit of juice. This horse is clearly going to run second. I'm getting close, so right on the line, I'm going to be this far behind you with this far to go, and this far behind you, that far past the post, but on the post, donk. And you should have seen a couple of horses he went on yesterday. A while. And he's just absolutely carving it up. I don't know if this momentum will stop. And it's I'm the one down at the fence now booing Abdullah.
Yeah, that's probably a good sign.
Can you piss off like everything you do when he goes? He just laughs when he goes, "Am I really fucking your battle?" I said, "Oh, you're just hammering me because."
Well, so there's a top rider that's
I
totally
can't
committed.
get on him at the price range, and then he's just
So at least you know that Huey is sort of going to go through the motions a bit.
Yeah,
midweek.
he goes through the motions, you know, and then we've seen him in different seasons. He has to take a bit of weight off, and then he can't talk to anybody. Oh, Huey's gone, beautiful. I can work around that. Abdullah has built this momentum up.
And you know that J-Mac's going to be on those terrible blue horses.
And J-Mac gets his rag, he has a problem with weights. Abdullah's out there driving around in the silver Merc, 87 Sheila's ringing him, fucking 4 million. No, I take that back. 400 million in the bank. Flying. It's just, I'm so proud of him. I'm so pleased for him because we sort of found him before anybody.
We labelled him the gun when he was an apprentice, came up with as an apprentice to Gay. And how long ago is that?
What, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
He's just flying. Yeah. It is great. But when is it going to, because this game is a game of graphs.
How can he keep the momentum going?
Well, when's it going to stop?
Well, the best thing that's ever happened to him, not us jumping on board, is you jumping off. That is the big...
Well, I don't want anything to ever happen to him, like injury-wise. We don't want him to like stop winning or anything. But I need him to fall in love or do something. He's not going to fall in love. He's too much of a player.
I'm sure he'd love
He's fucking unbeatable at the moment, the gun. Torture. God, I love the gun.
Des says, "G'day boys, I think the 30-minute gap between races is great because it cuts down the time for silence. The Sky Channel suckfest after the race. When watching at home it makes you want to vomit. The Sky presenter sucks up to the winning jockey after he tells you what a great spot he had in the run. He or she then sucks up to the trainer saying how well it was prepared. Then they interview the trainer who sucks up to their staff and the owners telling us what great people they are. I want Sky to have a lie detector for all post-race interviews. That should make for great viewing."
When you think of Sky, the first word that comes to your mind is suckfest.
Yeah. But isn't that the whole media for the industry general?
Yeah, because there's no other media.
No, there's no. Exactly.
You know, it's
apart from us.
But as soon as there's only one game in town, you've got to be a brown nose. There's only one game.
It's just too much.
There was a trainer that came out, and we got a real good mention. It came out and said, it's not much good at Wonder Race. And I think it was over the Christmas break, or it might have been 6 years ago or something.
Priscilla Smith parading around like she's a David Jones model. She's starting to do like a little bit, Priscilla.
Is she?
What's she doing? She's on Sky Channel.
Well, she was...
said every meeting I was at, the last 5 meetings, she was at every meeting.
What are you doing watching Sky?
Well, they used to see it.
I'm in the parade
right.
Sky's being filmed. I'm not watching Sky. I boo them all day.
Kingy said, "Maybe my favourite ever Mark Lambourne Pearl, flashing light run, beware of a beaten brigade," with hard charger just then.
So was he talking about a race yesterday?
I think it was.
The Victorian race, I guess. So yes, it is one. It's one of my favourites as well, where a horse looks super unlucky, like just got the flashing light on. You know, everyone understands that a flashing light horse is. Wow!
Going 2 to their 1 in the last 100.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is actually it's a curse on the rest of the field because it means the rest of the field were going up and down. Yeah.
Well done, mate. That's a great call.
Well, that actually reminds me. I mention it every third episode. The horse of Masara's that Corey Brown was on that day at Canterbury. He said he hasn't felt like a horse has gone that fast. He said I haven't felt acceleration on that in years. And it turned out to be one of the, out of the winners, it was the worst last section of the day, I think, including the 1900 metre race.
Yeah. And when jockeys say that, I immediately think, do you actually understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's right.
Big hello to Brownie. Where is he? Still in Singapore?
Not sure. Well, see, that could be your hope with Gun, Hong Kong.
Oh, it'd be great for Gun. He just. But it's just so.
You want to see Gun here. We don't want to lose it.
I wish I could work out a way to win with him.
Jaden said, hope Glenn was on mitigated Alice Springs. What a machine.
Jaden, I've got to look at it. Don't tell me it's gone to Alice Springs. And if it has, don't tell me.
I think it's won yesterday.
And they'll have a derby in Alice Springs.
I said it was a derby winner.
And then they'll have a derby in Darwin. It'll be set for that.
Did I say it would win the derby?
You said it'd win a derby.
Could be a dual derby winner.
Yet again, I'm right.
Not yet, but you're getting closer.
How funny is it? Why didn't we buy the horse? How much it go for?
It didn't go for a lot, but I don't think it passed the required veterinary standards that we thought we needed.
All right, let's keep rolling.
We were going to buy it. Don't worry about that. Marco said he actually started this with shush, so it must be something that he likes and doesn't want out there. You've mentioned this in your weekend wisdom column. Must read online now. Success in age-restricted races events often carries a hollow ring. There's more a function of time and place than quality.
Please explain.
Yes, that's a segue, Mark. I thought after 6 years you'd pick that up.
He did spell tweet T-W-W-E-T.
No, I spelt that like that, Glenn. That's called a typographical error.
Or a twit.
We've got tons of black type races, haven't we?
Yeah.
And lots of them are for 2-year-olds or 3-year-olds or 2-year-old fillies or 3-year-old fillies. The pool for these races is quite restricted. Especially when you consider that, immaturity or maturity plays a big role in, which horses are actually standing up for the event. So oftentimes I'll be doing the times for the 2-year-old races at any point in the season, and I'll be going, Jesus, that's terrible. Terrible relative to the other horses, other races on the day, and it's just simply because they're immature horses and the horses with talent have yet to come up to the top or have yet to even start racing or whatever. So these horses that have got these 2-year-old and 3-year-old Group 1 wins to their name are often not much chop. They're possibly welter class.
Yep.
Because of the circumstances of their wins.
They find themselves.
Well,
and yet because as soon as they win a Group 1 race, they're like labelled good horses. Beware.
Pride of Dubai, and as you mentioned, our mate from Saturday, what was her name?
Oh, stay with me.
Stay with me.
Stay with me. She didn't have a particularly suitable race to run in on Saturday.
From Wally,
but she did start $2.60 because she had 1,000 guineas.
Yeah,
leave me out of there.
Here we go. This is how popular we are, boys. Wally asks, I asked 3 questions of the group and include myself in the responses. Do you watch the Puntersshow? This is. Hang on, I must have cut off half of this email. This is in response to when you said last week we were talking about it, whatever. And I said 80% of the world wouldn't even know that we exist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I said just because the 3 people you talk to in life know that we do doesn't correlate to 100% of the world. Your little circle.
How small is my circle?
Very small.
God, it's small.
And so I asked 3 questions of the group and include myself in the response. Do you watch the Puntersshow? 9 responses, 1 yes, 8 no. The yes is me.
That's so good.
Do you have a Betfair account? 9 responses, 1 yes, 8 no. The yes is me. Do you prefer racing or sports to bet on? 8 racing, 1 sport. I didn't ask how many use Twitter, but off the top of my head I'd say 1 regular, me again, 6 with mainly dormant accounts and 3 no. Alas,
I've got 10 people now.
Yeah. Anyway, someone came in. Glenn walked in. How's your Bookface account going? Your Bookface account going?
Oh yeah. That's strong. Site's building all the time.
Still got the one free?
Just mate.
Did you buy it?
Well, you defriended yourself.
Yeah, I put a restriction on myself.
Yeah, because remember he said...
I used to get on there and talk to myself.
Yeah, remember he did. When Facebook came on, he thought he'd invent his own Bookface. This is the Kramer thing.
Yeah.
Hasn't really taken off.
Cost me $4,000 to set up.
Would you do the Mark Zuckerberg thing when the daughter's born, pen her a letter and say, guess what? I'm giving away 99% of our fortune to charity.
All that money, you've got to give it to the kids.
You've got to love parents that give away estates to charity. Alas, I did not ask if they had more than 2 conquests, but again, off the top of my head, I'd suggest 10 yes responses.
And yeah, okay, so I've rooted the least amount in Australia, that's alright.
I'll leave the results
I'm
up to you.
coming last in every area of life, except I'm still here.
For a couple of years. I'll leave the results up to you and what they mean, but one of them Googled the show and then asked me if to watch the whole 42 minutes. I didn't reply to tell him that it was just part 1. Anyway, that was part 2.
Um,